Like all of the people that Cat Williams spoke against on Shay have actually done those things. They've actually paid authorities to get rid of evidence, to corrupt evidence, to hold evidence until things made it past the statute of limitation. Like, these people actually have done all of these things.
All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is, TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all.
To be able to have Cat Williams' name out there and attached to somebody being unalived at a property that's associated with him, whether closely or loosely in any way, it's now the story is he paid off all the officials and he paid everybody.
Cat Williams has always been more than just a comedian. He has been a lightning rod for truth, a man who built his entire career on saying the things everyone else was too afraid to say. For years, the world laughed at his boldness but ignored the warning hidden beneath his jokes. His words were too sharp, too real, too close to the bone. Hollywood didn't just dislike that honesty, it punished it. The same industry that turned countless stars into legends branded Cat as erratic, unstable, and paranoid. But as 2024 unfolds, with scandals and lawsuits shaking the very foundation of the entertainment world, people are beginning to wonder if the man they called crazy was actually the only one telling the truth. When Cat appeared on Club Shay with Shannon Sharpe, it wasn't just another celebrity interview. It was a moment that sent shockwaves through the culture. For the first time in a long time, someone in Hollywood sat down and said names, real names, and spoke about real corruption. It wasn't gossip. It was testimony. He laid out the hidden mechanics of fame, the cost of silence, and the
Club Shay. Yeah, I was trying to do something there that hadn't been done. I thought that I had figured out the algorithm mathematically, and I thought that I could show that. And when I wrote it out to kill the careers of the people I was talking about, right? But it was so vicious that I erased all of the knockout blows and just left the jabs so that the comic I'm talking about knows that I know your real story. I'm gonna tell this, but you know what else I know. So, yeah, I was...
Do you want to tell any of those stories now?
Well, I'm saying...
price of telling the truth. It was powerful, uncomfortable, and impossible to ignore. In a single conversation, Cat Williams tore through the veil that protects the industry's most powerful figures. And just as predictably, within weeks, his name began circulating in scandal. It started when news broke that comedian Reggie Carroll had been found...
Of all of the whistleblowers that really didn't, that was really getting a lot of heat during this whole Diddy trial and the verdict and all of that, Cat was like the only one that nobody was really saying anything about. Am I wrong?
Oh.
Matter of fact, I asked somebody that a few weeks back, the way you come at me, the way you come at this person and that person, y'all ain't saying nothing about Cat. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. And then I heard, oh man, look at Cat, and everyone was so hot for him to be involved. Like, I've never seen people want somebody to be involved in a tragic situation so bad. Meanwhile, not saying that Reggie Carroll wasn't popular, not saying that he wasn't building up his repertoire, but he definitely didn't have the kind of national awareness that Cat Williams does, and now he does. Now everybody knows who he is. And it's just interesting, especially this Billy Sorrells guy. Like, he's running around Cat's gonna do this, and this is gonna happen, and that's gonna happen. It's like he wants to be the oracle of bad news. He's such a Cassandra. He's got it all figured out. And now, Cat has been cleared, or at least that's what the authorities said on the news finally after they did their investigation. Oh, he ain't said nothing. He ain't said nothing. Well, maybe the reason why he didn't say anything is because of all of you. Or maybe his lawyer may have instructed him that it's best for him not to say anything publicly. Now they're saying that the family got paid off. But don't believe it. He's really involved. He's really involved. And it's like, it sucks. Because they all keep going back to, oh, well, he said this and he knew that and he said this and now he's quiet and now he like, I don't know. To me, it kind of seems like people want him to be involved. And the one thing that I do know, especially when it comes to whistleblowers who speak out and who speak out fearlessly on really, really heavy matters.
Dead under mysterious circumstances. Before the details were even clear, before facts could catch up with rumor, social media was already ablaze with theories that somehow, in some way, Cat Williams was involved. The story spread that the incident took place at a property associated with him. Then came the next wave, claims that he had paid off authorities to cover his tracks, that money had changed hands, that his silence was a confession. There was no proof, no evidence, no credible witness tying him to the scene, and yet the narrative took on a life of its own. In the age of viral headlines, perception moves faster than truth. Jaguar Wright, another figure who has never been afraid to challenge the machine, stepped forward in Cat's defense. She said something that resonated with many. This wasn't about guilt or innocence. It was about perception. When you refuse to play by the rules of the system comes for your image. If they can't destroy you physically, they will destroy your credibility. Wright pointed out that Cat's history told a different story than the one being pushed in the media. For years, he had been hounded by authorities, arrested over 20 times, yet never convicted of anything substantial. If the justice system was truly his ally, if he was the type to buy off officials, why had it spent so long trying to destroy him? The logic didn't add up. But logic doesn't sell headlines. Scandal does. The public loves a hero, but it loves a fall even more. As Wright observed, there was an almost collective hunger to see Cat brought down. A strange satisfaction in imagining that the outspoken truth-teller had finally tripped over his own words. People weren't curious. They were eager. They wanted him to be guilty. They wanted the story to fit the narrative. The loudmouth finally getting what was coming to him.
Auspicious timing. And I'm not sitting here saying that, the passing of Reggie Carroll was some kind of great conspiracy plot to set up Cat Williams so that they could, devalue him as a whistleblower or whatever the case may be. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. I'm not saying that at all. And I don't want to hear anybody even trying to remotely put those words in my mouth. What I'm saying is the one thing that I know for sure is that they will take any opportunity that they have to trash and disgrace and destroy anyone who's brave enough to tell the truth, even this man's passing. Because the truth is, they should just be talking about him. They should be, what's his best joke? Why ain't y'all telling those stories? I just want to talk about what a pit bull and what a dog he was, what an animal he was, and how, he had to be pulled in line because he would just, go crazy on people and like stop. Y'all ain't doing that man no justice, telling that story. Why are y'all telling that story? Like, I never understood that. I never understood people who are the victims of heinous crimes or terrible ordeals, and people want to go and find a way to dirty them up after they passed away on the low. Do it low key on the light. Like, okay, he was a security guard and he knew how to protect people. That's fine. But For those of us who really didn't know him all like that, and there's a lot of people in America who never heard his name before and did not know who he was. Guess the one thing that they do know now? That he didn't know what to do with himself or his hands from time to time, and people had to help him get himself together, because he would just go crazy and you know, he was the kind of guy that if he loved and cared about you, he would just go run up on somebody even if you weren't there, and get you on the phone and let you know that he's got this person cornered and that he's willing to knock their teeth out, and he's willing to do this and he's willing to do that, and you had to tell him, no, it's cool. Like, what a story to tell about somebody you called a friend, who died in this mysterious way, and we still don't know the evidence of it.
It's a dangerous kind of schadenfreude, the same hunger that once drove society to mock the prophets and truth-tellers of old. It's easier to call someone crazy than to face the uncomfortable reality that they might be right. Dame Dash, a man who knows the cost of speaking freely, put it bluntly. He said that Cat Williams and Jaguar Wright are starting to look like prophets because every so-called crazy thing they've said is slowly coming true. It's the oldest trick in the book, Dash explained. When someone threatens power, label them unstable. The world can laugh at a madman, but it can't ignore a truth-teller. History is filled with people who were discredited in life only to be vindicated after the damage was done. From Dave Chappelle to Michael Jackson, the same pattern repeats: ridicule, isolation, silence, and eventual revelation. In this new chapter of Cat Williams' story, the parallels are clear. For years, he warned that the industry was full of darkness, of exploitation, manipulation, and control. Now, as lawsuits pile up against major figures like Diddy, the world is finally listening. Wright's comments struck a deeper chord when she mentioned how certain individuals seem almost desperate to link Cat to tragedy. She spoke about people like Billy.
Yeah. He told me why they were gonna make it hard for me. I mean, like, I was gonna sign to his record label. I'll never forget the night he presented me as one of his up-and-coming artists at the Hard Rock Cafe in Las Vegas. I was walking away from, and he was offering me a space. And yet, there were still compromises that I wasn't willing to make. That's why that didn't work out. You know, for all of the good he's tried to do, I'm sure there's a couple compromises he's had to make. Stuff that I don't think it's anybody's place for anybody to speak about, you know? That's the thing. That's the thing that trips me out. Everybody keeps trying to rewrite history. But if Cat can sit down on Shay and say all the things that he said, if I can sit here on this couch and share with y'all all of the things that I've shared with y'all, if Natanya Rubin can come forward and talk about how she was powdered in the face the night that Shine was there, the night that J-Lo threw the firearm out the window, like if all of the, you know, if Gene Deal can say the things that he has said, if all of the people that can come forward and say all of these things and understand this, we ain't a group of friends. We're all not a group of friends.
Who appeared eager to predict Cat's downfall as if he were manifesting it into existence. These self-appointed prophets of bad news don't just report stories, they help shape them. They feed narratives into the public consciousness until the lie becomes louder than the truth. And yet, when the authorities finished their investigation into Reggie Carroll's death, Cat Williams was cleared. No connection, no evidence, no involvement. But by then, the damage had already been done. The internet had moved on, but the stain remained. Wright pointed out the
It's two answers. First of all, let's be very, very clear. It is possible that there isn't anything funnier than a guy in a dress. And if that's the case, then it might also be said that there's nothing funnier than a black guy in a dress. Okay, well, I watched all of my friends throughout my entire life be able to dunk a basketball, but not me. So everybody can't do everything. So, you know, some of us make choices. I think it's not a biggest choice for others. I'm saying at the end of the day, Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress wearing people before him. So now we had Big Mama's house 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
I've never seen Medea in a pantsuit. I think she wears dresses. So now I'm saying, why are we picking on poor little Kevin Hart? Because it was his turn next.
Okay.
Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them. Nobody likes them. End quote.
We all love Dave Chappelle.
Exactly. Dave Chappelle has never been a part of the Illuminati. They don't want him or me or people like us.
Yeah.
But now it's not necessary for us to stir up that hornet's nest unless we intend to get stung 1,000,000 times. I didn't understand that. They had to sting me 1,000,000 times. I'm still not going to join, but I respect it a little more.
All right. How do you handle that? Because they put your name in the press with a lot of rumors and a lot of situations that they try to put on Cat Williams. Do you feel ever the need to, like, I got to go defend this and put out a story about who I am, or do you just let that kind of like roll off your back when
Well, as you can see, I've let it all go for quite some time, and a lot of that is just based upon the fact that I don't really know how to complain because all of the people that I ever looked up to had to go through it too. So I know how much they talked about Martin Luther King, and I know what they end up doing to him. I know this same story about Jesus and a few of my uncles. So now I know that if your mouth is really, really big and you try to tell the truth for a living and you like to air people out, hatred is coming your way. I didn't know it was going to be this type of hatred, but you know, I'm concrete in all things because of He who strengthens me. So that doesn't mean I always make the right decisions, but I am going to stand by what I stand for, and I'm only continuing to do it because I was looking for somebody who was doing it instead of me. And I just must have missed them, you know what I mean? So at some point you have to figure out what example are you trying to be. If it's just gonna be you gonna make it and live happily ever after and go off into the sunset, then that's what that is. Otherwise, you're on the front line of this battle. And those of us who understand that this is a part of what comes with it.
irony. When real criminals with deep pockets pay to bury evidence, the world shrugs. But when a man like Cat stays quiet on the advice of his lawyers, people scream, "Guilty." Silence, she said, has become a weapon used against truth-tellers. If you speak, they twist your words. If you stay quiet, they twist your silence. Either way, they win. Wright also reminded people of a hard truth. Evidence disappearing doesn't mean innocence, and lack of evidence doesn't mean guilt. In cases involving the rich and powerful, evidence often gets buried, sealed, or lost in red tape until it no longer matters legally. She compared it to the long-standing rumors about Diddy, how allegations, videos, and testimonies seem to vanish just when they're needed most. It's not that the evidence isn't real. It's that power has a way of making reality bend. If that's the environment Cat Williams is fighting against, then his defiance makes even more sense. He's not paranoid. He's surviving. For many, the story of Reggie Carroll became more than just a mystery. It became a mirror. It reflected how society treats its truth-tellers. Even when the facts don't fit, people prefer a scandal that feels familiar over a truth that feels uncomfortable. And that's the real tragedy. As Wright said, they should have been talking about Reggie's legacy, his craft, his contribution to comedy. Instead, they turned his death into a weapon to attack another man. That's not journalism. That's character assassination. The cycle is predictable now. Something happens near someone connected to Cat Williams, and immediately his name trends. The facts don't matter. The association is enough. This is how reputations are dismantled, one rumor at a time. By the time the truth catches up,
nobody's trying to get to the bottom of that. The only thing they're trying to get to the bottom of is how to make Cat Williams responsible for it. Like this is even more elusive than the Tory Lanez case. And Tory Lanez was there when that powwowing happened, but his DNA was nowhere near the firearm.
Yep.
But he at least was there. There's no evidence where Cat Williams was, and what makes him guilty is the fact that he hasn't said anything. That's what makes him guilty. Right? Because that's pretty much what everybody's saying. Because he said nothing, because he hasn't come forward, because he hasn't made a statement, because he hasn't done this publicly or done that publicly, he's guilty. And the only reason the authorities came forward to clear him from the situation is because he paid it. How many people did Diddy pay off? I don't see y'all tripping about none of that. Like the booming of Kid Cudi's car. Part of the reason why that couldn't have been taken into consideration for the RICO charge and all of the rest of the stuff that he was able to slither out of is because it's actually been put on record that Diddy paid to have the evidence disappear. This didn't make it in against them because it went against the statute of limitations. Like all of the people that Cat Williams spoke against.
People have moved on. They remember the accusation, but not the correction. It's not about what's real anymore. It's about what's repeated. In the digital age, repetition becomes reality. This is why Wright said Cat's silence might be the smartest move he could make. The less he feeds the fire, the quicker it burns out. The deeper issue, though, is the double standard. When certain celebrities are accused of crimes, the system bends to protect them. When Cat Williams is accused, the system sharpens its knives. The powerful get their records sealed. Cat gets his name dragged through the mud. This isn't about justice, it's about control. Wright's message was clear. The public needs to stop confusing silence with guilt and start questioning why the same few people always seem to escape accountability. What's happening to Cat Williams isn't new.
Was Cat Williams the reason Reggie Carroll died? Was it at Cat Williams' house? And everybody has become divided. Some people is saying we don't know if Cat Williams involved. Yes, it's his bodyguard, but that don't mean Cat Williams has anything to do with it. Then on the other hand, you got people saying this is suspicious as hell. Cat Williams is prime suspect number one. A comedian gets shot and killed by your bodyguard. Everybody's on the internet sending out condolences, posting heartfelt tributes, and your ass remain quiet. Is this the same Cat Williams we have grown to know and love? Remember you took your ass to Shannon Sharp, you said you was the truth teller, you were gonna expose a lot of people, but the moment it hits home, your ass is quiet. I'm not saying I feel that way, but that's what a lot of people is saying. Now I'm gonna review the case. I'm gonna break this whole situation down, and by the end of the video, we gonna answer this question. What Cat Williams involved in Reggie Carroll's shooting? I don't have the answer right now, but let's listen to this news clip and see what we can find from it. Let's go.
News in the Mid-South.
Tonight, the comedy world is mourning one of their own. Nationally known comedian Reginald Carroll was shot and killed in South Haven. While his accused killer is in jail, Fox 13's Martin Staunton brings us the tributes from our community and across the country.
Carroll was 52 years old when his life came to an end on this street in South Haven. We spoke with people in the community about the idea that a world-renowned comedian was here.
But it's crazy, like who
person like that. That's what's going through my mind.
I read his charts. The boy said he's invisible.
Reggie Carroll spent the past 3 decades bringing laughter across the country. He first appeared on BET's Comic View during its first season in 1992.
The tall tooth standing over top of the short tooth. Then the third tooth ain't even looking at the camera.
His comedy credits don't stop on the stand-up stage. In the late 90s, he had a role in the sitcom The Parkers. It was that television appearance that led to Carroll's lasting relationship with Oscar-winning comedian Monique. She posted about her friend's South Haven on Instagram.
This is why I say, treat people the best you can, because you never know if you'll get a chance to see them again.
Now let me say this, because I've been seeing a lot of people disrespect Reggie Carroll. They saying, who the hell is Reggie Carroll? We don't know who he is. He has a very long career. He been on TV. He has connections to Monique. He is loved by the people that love him. Just because he wasn't some big star, don't mean we don't need to talk about his death. Don't mean we need to talk about his Yes, it's saying Cat Williams' bodyguard is involved. Yes, people is wondering what's the extent that Cat Williams is involved, but he still is a human being. They got family members that love him, so I hope he gets justice. Now, they say they arrested the man, and we're going to come to find out who it is. But let's continue watching.
Jaguar Wright.
It's a continuation of a pattern as old as entertainment itself. Whistleblowers don't just face backlash, they face erasure. Their careers are derailed, their credibility destroyed, and their character torn apart until even their supporters doubt them. Yet history keeps proving that the people who get silenced are often the ones who were telling the truth all along. Dame Dash called it prophecy. Wright called it punishment. Either way, the pattern holds. It's easy for the public to forget that fame doesn't protect truth-tellers. It isolates them. The brighter the...
For Tory Lanez to get stabbed the day of this trial, and also days before releasing damning information that is going to possibly change the outlook of his case, and for him to, thank God he survived the situation where, again, they already put out the assailant who did it. He was part of the Hispanic community where they were worried about a gang war now, a race war. Give me your take on this, because again, to hear that news the morning of this trial began.
It was the Mexicans that done it, right?
That's what they're saying. Yeah. They put it.
No, it was a Mexican. It made Ghana.
Yeah.
Cartel.
All right, there you go.
It's just amazing to me. It's amazing to me. Sean Carter is trying to do whatever he has to do to tie up every loose end possible because he don't want to go sit with his friend. Interesting. Why is everybody not talking about the elephant, or should I say the camel in the room?
No, not the camel. Tory Lanez's father had said we need to be looking that way. He tried to tell us. We need to be looking that way.
And instead, his lawyer that was supposed to be representing him, who failed beyond belief, ended up with a television series called Reasonable Doubt. Let's just be real. How many times have y'all heard me say he didn't do that? I made it very clear. I wasn't even fond of him. I was actually still a little pissed off about what he had done to August Alsina. Because that happened right before his situation happened.
Yeah.
And I said if he was going to go to jail for something, he should have gone to jail for what he actually done. But they enjoy putting cases on people for things that they didn't do. It's a humiliation tactic. How many bad cases have been put on me to try to humiliate me, ruin my character? Now, Kelsey's bodyguard. It literally took Tory almost being unalive.
This shows the spotlight, the darker the shadows behind it. Cat has been walking that line for decades, balancing his comedy with courage, knowing every joke could come with a cost. When he says he's against the system, he's not talking about competition or contracts. He's talking about the machinery of manipulation that decides who gets to be famous, who gets forgotten, and who gets destroyed. He knows that speaking too loudly invites danger. But as he once said, someone has to do it. If nobody else is brave enough, then it might as well be him. Now, as 2024 continues to unravel with scandals, indictments, and federal investigations, the same people who mocked Cat's warnings are starting to connect the dots. The lawsuits against Diddy, the resurfaced stories about abuse and exploitation, the testimonies from people once silenced, all of it points to a truth that Cat Williams had been shouting for years. And suddenly the jokes don't sound so funny anymore. They sound prophetic. The irony.
If the notes from the book really were from Kim Porter.
It was, yes, because I spoke to her probably like 6 hours before I got it, received it.
You spoke to Kim Porter?
Yes.
So Kim Porter.
Just saying hi.
Okay.
Just saying hi.
Okay, Ariel, go ahead and give me clarity on the timeline.
No, I'm trying to get him to provide clarity of, was there a conversation with her?
No, I was talking to the person and he said, hold up, this is Courtney, be right here. Let me say something to him. He said, I know him, put me on speaker. Then that's how we end up speaking.
And then later, somebody brought somebody else came and brought you the manuscript.
Right. Before I left ATL.
To the best of your knowledge, Courtney, do you believe that the manuscript is truly based on Kim Porter's diaries? Because there is a lot of dialogue in there. It is pages and pages of actual dialogue, which, I mean, I can't remember breakfast today, let alone dialogue from 5, 10, 15, and 20 years ago.
I guess this is a woman's scar. You understand? Maybe, what she been through. It's, I'm not a woman, so I'm just going by how I got female friends and relatives. They always come to the house scoring because what went on in their relationship. And you can't, when you're scoring, you can't forget it.
Important to stop down here for a moment and note again that Sean Combs is accused. He has not been convicted of any crimes, and so far everything against him is an allegation until it is proven in a court of law and a jury either decides or he decides to sign a plea deal to any of these crimes. But at this point in the story, Sean Combs is not guilty of any crimes. He is currently under indictment. He is currently being held on bail. But if you're at all curious about how Courtney Burgess feels about Diddy today, I asked him about that too. And here's what he had to say. Your lawyer just said, the story the tapes tell are the story of Diddy from the last several decades. And I know that you've known Diddy for a very long time. Can you describe what that story is based on what you now know to be true, the last several decades of Diddy's behavior and the reason he's now sitting in lockup?
I think I've been doing it for 35 years. I think we probably entered the music business at the same time. He entered with Uptown, I entered into Big Beat, Atlantic. At the time, I guess he was ambitious. He was then from ambitious went to doing anything, and then from doing anything to didn't care about nobody, who he could beat, and then he ended up turning into Lucifer. Today, I look at him. I know y'all call him Diddy or Puffy. I call him Lucifer.
And it all leads right back to what Cat Williams had to say. The biggest job that someone has in the Illuminati is to pretend like there is no Illuminati. That's what everybody's doing right now. But for anybody to try to take him and tie this to him when the authorities aren't, And then they got to come up with all kinds of conspiracy theories and speculation to get people to believe that Cat Williams is responsible for this man's death in some way, when y'all have all of the evidence in the world of exactly how monstrous Diddy and all of his friends are, and everyone that he's worked with, and all of you that are attached to this corrupt system. But y'all don't want to believe that even when the evidence is in your face. Isn't that funny? You could take the evidence and you could shove it in their face. Like you shove a dog's face in piss to let them know don't do that there no more. And they'll pretend like they don't see nothing. But they love weaving and crafting and coming up with all of these stories so that they can punish the people who ruin their little wet dreams about.
Is that the very people who call Cat unstable are often the ones being exposed. It's almost poetic. The truth doesn't die. It just hides until it's safe to come out. And when it does, it reveals everything. Cat's resilience, his faith, and his refusal to play along have made him both a target and a symbol. He represents the idea that no matter how much they try to bury the truth, it always finds its way to the surface. Maybe that's why there's so much effort to destroy him. Because he's dangerous, not with weapons or power, but with words. Words that expose what others spend fortunes to hide. In a world built on lies, truth is the most powerful weapon of all, and Cat Williams wields it with P.